Love is Blind has really shown to us this last season that it's not working anymore. Let's be real. The concept of Love is Blind is honestly, at first it was like interesting because you're like, oh my god, maybe love is blind. And if you use Discord, you have probably liked somebody online that you've never seen before, or like maybe you do like a long distance relationship and you're with somebody that you've never seen before. Well, I mean, obviously you've seen them after a while, but like at first, because voices go kind of crazy. Like, me personally, I fall in love with voices a little too quickly. Like, I don't know. I was ordering Mexican food yesterday, and yeah, no, the guy on the other end, yeah. I mean, listen, just based off of his voice, I probably would have married him. But let's not get into that one though. That's like a therapy session waiting to happen. But anyways, yeah. So I don't know. Love is Blind. I feel like it's just, especially with the way our society is now, and even before now. I don't know. There's just something about how like it's just. I think the fact that it's on a reality show also contributes to it just like not working for most people because it does work. There are couples that make it, and then you're like, oh my god, right, cute, and you're happy for them. Like in the last season, I forgot their names, but the happy Christian couple, they're cute, and I hope that they made it. And on the reunion, they were still together, so it's like, oh my god, yay. But then everybody else kind of just like didn't work. So it's like, yeah, ever since the first season, and then you realize that people just, they come on the show. It's called Love is Blind. I'm sure they get like a rundown of what the show is about when they sign up for it. And I'm sure it gets explained to them. They act like faces don't matter when it in fact does to them. Like you say looks, oh my god, did I really just destroy that? Anyways, you say looks don't matter, but then when it comes like face to face with someone's looks, being like when you have to marry somebody that you think looks kind of hideous. I mean, I don't think anybody looks hideous, but like, like you see somebody, you're like, oh yeah, no, this is not gonna work. Then like, why would you go on the show? But also like, it's not even about that. It's more so just that is how that works. So the idea is you can fall in love with somebody that you don't see initially because listen, voices are hot. And like me and boyfriend ASMRs go crazy. But like, if I saw them in person and they weren't in my head of what I think they look like, then it's like I'm not interested in seeing the guy behind the boyfriend ASMR channel. Like in fact, he low key might be kind of lame because like doing boyfriend ASMR is kind of embarrassing though. Like when you hear about it and when you imagine what they're saying and doing to themselves, like in their room alone, it's like, yeah, no, you're kind of weird, but also like, God bless you for doing what you do for our society. Oh yeah, so obviously the voices isn't the issue, and personality also isn't an issue. Like you can, I think most people are compatible with most people for the most part. Like there's nothing, I feel like most people are generally pretty nice and pretty accommodating. Like most people are not mean people. I feel like for you to be on the show and for people to not like you, then you're kind of an issue. And people wouldn't like you even if they saw your face. So, or maybe your face is what saves you. So, but then why would you go on the show if you know you have like a terrible personality? But I guess people with terrible personalities don't think they do. So, anyways, back to my original comment. I feel like as people and even as like even animals, you are attracted to the way someone looks. Like I don't think you can be with somebody that you don't find attractive because I guess some people say like they'll say like, oh, go for someone that's kind or like rather than looks, but like for them, if you do that, you're not just going for somebody that's kind, you're going from somebody that's kind that you do like the look of. Like it's not like you're not going to the street and just picking anybody. Like that's not what's happening. So in a way, we think that the process fails because it's funny when they meet face to face and you realize that they don't like what they're looking at. And it's not funny. It's actually kind of, I mean, it's funny, but it's like kind of sad because it's unfortunate. I guess it's kind of validating almost to be like, oh yeah, so like you're not above looks, like like the way you think you are. And like personally, if I couldn't be on Love Is Blind because I am also, I mean, I'm not picky. I don't think I'm picky, but like I'm not gonna go with somebody that I can't look at for more than like an hour, like it starts to like bother you. Anyways, it's just that like obviously last season a lot of people didn't like what they were dealing with, and that kind of became like a big issue. It's just kind of funny. Not funny. It's not funny. And I'm laughing, but it's not funny. It is kind of sad because you go on the show and you want someone to accept you for you, and then you meet each other face to face, and then someone tells you, listen, you're not my type, and it's like, okay, but like you went on this show because you're looking for someone that's your type or not your type. Like why would you go on the show if you want someone that's your type? And then the smart people would be like, oh, you're not my type, and that's okay. But then for some reason last season a lot of the guys were like, you're not my type, and I can't deal with that. And it's like, I don't understand that one. It's like, then why go on the show if you're not willing to give up the brunette? So as I was saying before, I was really interrupted by the mowing guy. I feel like the show is I don't know. So obviously there's this issue now with like clout and people going on it for clout and not actually wanting to get married. Like they just want the what comes from being on the show, and that really is an issue with it being a reality show because it's like obviously the concept works, right? Like people do it all the time online now. Like it is what it is. It's just with it being a reality show, you don't give it the grace to happen naturally, and now you're having this like other force that is messing with it. Since it is a reality show, I feel like a lot of people on that show are getting casted because they're weird. 'Cause a lot of people on that show are weird, and it's just getting weirder and weirder. Okay. But basically, you can't make a show and cater to both people that the show is about. So, for example, well, not an example, but more so like you can't care about the people on the show and put them first, and you can't also put first the audience and then do what's best for the TV show to do well on TV. And I think that's what a lot of TV shows and reality shows end up forsaking is just the balance between both. And I think obviously as Love Is Blind has continued to go on, a lot of seasons. But all that to say is that the longer a show goes on, the more they have to do to keep people interested because it's still the same concept, right? It's just now like they don't do anything different. It's still the pods, then the honeymoon, and then real life, and then get married. So if they don't do anything different throughout the day, then obviously the thing that they have to change is the people. And if you just get nice, normal people that, actually want to get married and do things together and then actually not be weird about it and, actually be decent people, then you're not going to have a show. Like, it's just, that's not how that works. Because that's boring. Like, who wants to watch like, imagine a whole show of just all the people that got married. Like, the people that get married, they're usually not on the TV because it's like, who cares? Well, not who cares. Obviously, we care. That's what we want to see. It's nice to see that. I guess its fault is that it is a reality TV show and it can't not be one because it's what it is and people watch it. I watch it also, so I'm not helping the fact that people are getting low key exploited on as guests of that show. But also, it's like to be on that show, you definitely have to be a certain kind of person. Like, you can't just be somebody. Like, you have to be desperate and you have to be just like, I don't know, weird. Like, not to say like a bad weird, but it's definitely not a good weird. It's a neutral weird, you know? It's just obviously most people don't want to be on reality TV. And also most people don't want to get married to somebody you don't know. Like I feel like that is the normal thought process to have. It's just that show seems like a terrible idea because why would I get married to a stranger? Because even though you know each other for what, I think it's like a month or 2 months in total, that's still a stranger. Like you don't know that person. Even though they want to act like, oh yeah, no, the pods made us feel like we were so close and like I feel like I've known you for like decades. It's like, no, you don't know that person. Like, if I was on that show, I would be so uncomfortable. I could not get, I don't think I would get close to anybody. I mean, I guess I could get close to the people, the person that I talk to, but seeing them in person would mess me up. Like, I would have, I don't know. That's like definitely like a mental hurdle to get past. But anyways, it's just, and especially the last season, it was kind of proven that like a lot of these people are desperate and they just want to get married just to get married. And I know maybe some of you, I don't know, are like, oh well, you know, like they're not gonna get married to just anybody. But low key, they might just get married to anybody. Like last season, I forgot her name, but the short, cute one that got with Devontae. The fact that I remember his name, but it's because he's weird. um, but I mean, she's weird too. Let's not excuse her actions because she's interesting. But it's just like the fact that she bought a wedding dress before the show, which is I guess you can preemptively buy your wedding dress, but you don't know you're getting married. Like that's just not something that like you can plan for unless you're with somebody that you're like, oh yeah, I could get married to this person, you know? So like the fact that she bought her wedding dress because I guess I don't know, she just really wanted like that's just one of her goals in life and like her dreams is to get married, which is fine, right? That's a lot of people's. But it comes to this point where she probably got on the show literally just to get married because she already has the dress. So she just like she has to do that step of finding the person to use the dress for. So now it's like she's not even doing it for the person or the show. She's doing it because she can't waste her money. Like she bought a dress. Like at this point, she has to make her like make it a wise investment, which you know has its own issues already. Because it was that's obviously it's not a wise investment, and you can't that's just there's an issue with that one for sure. She needs therapy. I'll be honest, I think everybody on that show probably needs therapy because like I mean we all do as people, let's be so for real. So not no tea or shade to them. But like if you want to get married that badly, then there's you have definitely some like inner something going on where like you don't feel like you're enough for yourself and you have to have somebody to like fill it for you. And like you can date people. I feel like dating is so it's such a normal thing. And I get it dating now is like harder because of, you know, Tinder and swiping and social media and it's like now it's definitely more about performing than it is about actually getting to know somebody and meeting somebody. It's more about I don't know. I guess it's the pressure of being enough and everybody has so many options now so like if you don't cut it then like they'll just go to the next person which is like I mean low key I think that's fine we should have options no like if we don't have options then we're just stuck with like the bottom of the barrel trash like nobody should accept that and Love is Blind low key in a way it's like okay because the way it's like you get I don't know, I think there's 20 people on both sides. So like there's gonna be people that make it. Every season somebody made it. So somebody gets the most decent person from each batch, right? Because it's I think it probably goes decent to decent. But not everybody is going to be because the way that show it calls for weirdos and it calls for people with issues because there's something one there's something about you that people are not willing to stay with you long enough to get married for that is unchecked and you need to check it out and figure out what it could be because obviously you're not like faultless in that if people are not if you have been in relationships and they're not working out and you've been like 5 and you're like 30 then something's going on maybe you're not the common denominator like maybe it's not your fault but also it's like there is something that has happened because of you in there that you have to get checked like maybe it's your choices of the person like maybe it's the way you acted like maybe it's I don't know your situation, like, and you have to fix it. So you have to either pick somebody that wants something different, pick somebody that treats you differently, or treat people differently so that more people are willing to be around you. Like, I feel like it's not so complicated. And sure, there's other things that happen in between that make it an issue because obviously it's also like there's just also this, what am I trying to say? Hold on, I'm getting like flustered. um, so like dating should, like, you should not be having so many failed relationships unless one, you're breaking them off on purpose, which is fine because they don't match what you want, which is, it's good to have standards. Like, you should not have standards. But then also, like, if it's not, like, if something isn't working, then you have to change something. And anyway, so on this show, obviously you have a certain amount of people on both sides, and if the good people are taken, then you're kind of screwed. Like, the good people are taken. So it just ends up sucking. And I don't know. Not to say there's somebody for everybody, because there is. I mean, I think there is, but that's if you act right. A lot of people are weird, and they do things and they say things that make people uncomfortable, and that are just like, it's like, why would you say that? Or like, why would you do that? And then it's just like, yeah, no, maybe you shouldn't be talking to somebody because you don't know how to act around people. And a lot of people on this show are like that. Like Matthew from that one season, he was weird. He was weird. Like, he actually needed like some kind of like charisma class. It's like his charisma was level 0. Like, it was not. I don't know how he got whatever her name was. That poor girl. Well, he didn't get her, but like, she was considering him, and then she ended up picking Clay anyways. Also, and it's like, girl, your options are like the gutter. Like, actually, she just ended it there. But that's what I mean, I guess, right? Because she was great and she was so nice. And like, she wanted to be treated right. She knew how she wanted to be treated. And yet she still decided to get treated like garbage by the guys that she picked. I guess I had to have been because she was so desperate. Her name was AD. I just, yeah, I have a good memory. And it's like, it's so sad that somebody is willing to put aside their own thoughts because she knew that they were problems for both of the guys. She herself was like, "Mm, maybe I shouldn't be with this person," and then she still decided to pick one of them. And it's like, girl, I don't know, like, what made you just like, obviously there was something about, like, it's not them, it was her. Like, she decided that the way they were treating her was okay at some point, and that's not okay. And so a lot of people on this show, they have this like constant, I guess, issue. um, but a lot of people on this show, they're desperate, and I guess a lot of people in their life have ended up hurting them, that they feel like maybe, I guess it's how they look, and then they think that's why. And it's like, I don't know, because obviously that's not why. What am I trying to say? It's like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, but basically, I feel like the show, it definitely, its audience that participate in the show are people that need help. And it's not, oh, I'm going on a tangent about, I guess people should see themselves as better. Like, you should not, I don't know, people need standards. That's for one. And people on the show don't have standards because I guess they're just willing to do anything as long as they get married. And it's like, why would you want to get married to somebody that doesn't like you? Like, that's like, it's just, I don't know. There's something about that one. And it's like, you need to understand, like, you need to put yourself first. That, I mean, this is what people say, is put yourself first and then people will come after. And it's like, yeah, I guess. But I mean, like, no one wants to hear that. But like, low key, it's right, right? Because it's like, because if you treat yourself like garbage, or you think you deserve garbage, then you're gonna always be treated terribly. And that's so sad, and no one deserves that. So, anyways, it's just like, back to the girl that bought her wedding dress. Devontae treated her like absolute, like, literally, my guy, he didn't like her from day one. Like, you could, okay, maybe in the pod, he did, but he didn't see her. So, like, but also, she was stunning and she was so cute. So, I don't know what he didn't like about her. I'll be so for real. Because he's weird for that one. Anyways, all that to say is that she really, instead of cutting it off the minute she was like, I need my physical affection because that's my love language. And it's like, yeah, like go off, girl. Like mine is too. But also like if someone doesn't give it to you, then don't beg them to give it to you. That's weird. Like that's like if someone doesn't want to give it to you, then they don't like you. Like, and I guess maybe that's not his love language. And like I guess whatever, like he was awkward, which is fine if he is. But like she kept asking him and it was just like, I don't know. At some point you just got to be like, "Listen. If you're not giving this to me, then I can't be with you." She looked miserable. And she said that low key like, oh, and the same thing with the other girl. I don't know what his name was. The blonde girl and the other guy that was literally gaslighting her the whole time. And it's like, but she went through the whole show, the whole experience. At the end, to be like, you treated me terrible this whole time. If he treated you terrible the whole time, why did you stay with him the whole time? Like that doesn't make sense. And so there comes a point where it's like she must have just dealt with it because to be on the show for longer, which is like whatever. Like you could like I guess you're on the show, might as well make it worth your while. Like don't I guess I don't know, waste your one moment in the spotlight of a show that reaches millions of people. I mean, she was stunning, so like, you know what? Like go off, go get your audience. But also it's like I don't know. It's just it's weird. It comes off as weird because she's weird. He's weird. He's terrible. Like in public, if I ever saw that man, I think I would actually like I don't know. I would run away because he got to be a criminal or something with the way he acted. I don't trust him. He's so suspicious. And then her, it's just like she's an issue too because girl, if he didn't like you, if he literally said you're not my type, and then you said, "Is that a problem?" And he was like, "Yeah, low key." And you're like, "All right, well, let's work on it." What are you doing then? Because like, what are you doing? Anyways, the people on that show are weird. The show is weird, and it's like as long as it's a reality show, I just think it's cooked. Like it can't. There is nothing that can be done with that because they're gonna keep getting weirder people, and then it's gonna keep failing as a show because you can't get married to a weirdo. Like getting married to a serial gaslighter and manipulator just doesn't seem like the play. And getting married to someone that is like literally just with you just to get married and will literally just not even see you as a person also doesn't sound fun. Like you guys have nothing in common and you're getting married? Like explain that one. It doesn't make sense. Anyways, all that to say, I think the show it's just it works for some people, but it'll never like you'll never see 10 out of 10 marriages. Like that's not in the cards for the show. It wouldn't make a good show if that was the case. And like yeah, in the reunions the host like, "Oh, why don't you get together?" And it's like, "Go, you know why they didn't get together. They were terrible for each other." Literally like I don't know, like some of those guys think of like woman abusers. I mean, let's not. Okay, I don't know them, but like low key, and it's like there's nothing against one or the other. Both of the genders on that show, men and women, they have their faults, and they're both like if you're on that show, there's something off about you. Like I'm not even joking. So there's just I don't know. I'm tired of talking. I've been talking about this for like literally like an hour, and I feel like I've gotten nowhere. But just to be like, yeah, no, that show, it's not. Yeah, it's not what it says it is. I guess like it's not. Obviously, love is not blind, or it is blind to an extent. We all know that at this point, and we knew that before the show. So we don't need the show to tell us that. We're just watching this terrible show that is horribly addicting and entertaining just to watch relationships fail at this point because we know we expect it to fail and that's what the producers expect as well, so that's what they put on our TVs and that's that. The show is chalked, but it's entertaining, and I guess as long as people still are willing to commit to themselves and get married, then to little total strangers, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't know, 5 weeks, you've known each other, you don't know that person. That's why it takes years for people to get married, like actually married in the real world. Because one, huge commitment, and two, it's just like it's ridiculous. Like it doesn't make sense to get married to somebody you've only known for a few weeks. Anyway, but I keep watching. Yeah, because I don't know. I love mess, and I like to see things get ruined, and I like the drama at the reunions, even though the reunions are kind of weird. That is just how it is. um, but yeah, anyways, let me know what you think about the show if you watched the last season or if you watched all the seasons, because all the seasons they're all something to behold. I'll be 100% about that one. The earlier seasons definitely have less going on because the people were a little bit more confused about what they were signing up for. Whereas now everybody knows, and so now people are doing either with like a purpose or I don't know. They just really want to let their bad side out on TV for everyone to see that they're literally the worst partner material ever. And you know what? If that's the goal, then you do you. But yeah, anyways, let me know what you think about what I said, if you think about anything of it at all. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.